up? Welcome into your Daily Buckeye Blitz for Friday. It's a finally freaking Friday. You made it to the weekend. Get something in your glass with some ice. I know it's hot everywhere right now. It is. I'm surprised we haven't just melted into the earth. It is insanely hot. I feel like I'm on the surface of the sun some days. Anyway, please visit thebuckeyecast.com. Check out the shop. Plenty of Buckeye paraphernalia, shirts, hats, water bottles. Get yourself a travel mug. If you're watching on YouTube, a lot of these items are right below the video. You can purchase them right there in the YouTube. So check it out. And the video vault is always up and running at thebuckeyecast.com. So check it out. So we're continuing our recruiting updates. We're talking official visits on the defensive side of the ball that are scheduled as of right now. These things will change. You can be sure of that. So I'm going to lay out, we'll start with D-line, then linebackers, then the secondary, and I'm going to lay out who's visiting, when, and any information that we have, that any nuggets, we'll get into those. Just a few commits really are visiting for an official. Just a handful. Oh, you probably should be aware, Eli Lee, Akron-Hoban linebacker commit, will be on campus every weekend to recruit the defensive guys. So Eli is on the payroll, you could say. Not literally, you know. Can't say that anymore. People start looking at you sideways. But how about that Jaden Rashada case? Is that freaking nuts or what, man? I can't believe that dude. It sounds like they got proof that not only did Billy Napier promise the money to Rashada's dad, but then somehow Miami's collective paid Florida for this. I don't know, man. What a train wreck. But sounds like Rashadas are going to get a bag without even doing anything, really. Just transferred a couple schools. Oh, by the way, he's a quarterback at Georgia. And Kirby Smart, I can't say the word smart when I'm thinking of Kirby. Anyways, the Curbster. Yeah, of course he signed off on suing Florida. It's their freaking rival. Come on. Yeah, I think you should go ahead and sue Florida. Anybody else you want to sue? Alabama, maybe? Auburn? Screw it. Anyways, side note there. Had to mention that. So as always, please hit me in the comments, call, text, email, whatever. And I will reply. I reply to every comment. So if you got questions on any of these recruits, even if you have opinions, hit me in the comments. And I'm curious to know what you guys think of some of these guys. All right, let's get into it. We're talking D-line. Let's start with the D-ends. Let's see. Yeah, we got 2, 4, 5 of those, and then 3 D tackles. So first up, Damien Shanklin coming in for his official visit June 7th to the 9th. Now, he's not a big visit guy. He's gone to a lot of schools, but just once to most of them. Notre Dame is kind of in the lead, but he does not have an official visit scheduled there. He hasn't visited Notre Dame since January. So I don't know where 24/7 gets the balls to put in a crystal ball for him to Notre Dame. I disagree with that entirely. He has 5 visits scheduled, official visits, and Notre Dame isn't one of them. So the Buckeyes will be first, then Tennessee, then looks like he's doing Alabama and Texas on the same weekend. Anyway, yeah. And then LSU. LSU is first, my bad. LSU, then us, then Tennessee, then Bama and Texas. Maybe he's doing like one day each or something. Anyways, Damien Shanklin, you know him, the 4-star from Indiana, Indianapolis. So, yeah, I really think the Buckeyes are in the driver's seat here. I mean, just a couple hour drive, 2, 3, whatever it is. I don't know. I never drove to Indianapolis from Columbus. So not a big deal. I think the Buckeyes are in the driver's seat here. I don't see why not, you know. but he has only been to Columbus once more for this official. And I think the Buckeyes always hit it out of the park with these official visits. Um, Next up, you got London Merritt. He's coming into town. He's the Buckeye commit, June 14th to the 16th. You also got another Indiana guy coming in June 14th to the 16th, Mariyon Dye. He will be in for his official visit. This will be his second visit to Ohio State. He's not a big visit guy. He's only made 11 visits. But he also has visits coming up to Tennessee, Purdue. Purdue? What the hell? Tell me which school doesn't belong. Ohio State, Tennessee, Purdue, Georgia, and Florida State. He must owe somebody a favor at Purdue. Anyways, Mariyon Dye is the 4-star out of Elkhart, Indiana. So another close one. I feel like the Buckeyes are in the driver's seat here too. I mean, once we get these official visits, get the families on campus, Mr. Pantone gets it done. And doesn't hurt that Larry Johnson's locking them up. So then we got Isaiah Gibson coming in just for a one-dayer on June 18th. But he's visited a lot of schools. He's got 25 visits. He's been to Georgia a lot. He's from Warner Robins, Georgia. So he does have the first official visit to Georgia, then South Carolina, then Florida, Auburn. Auburn's mixed in there, then us, then Oklahoma. So he's got 6 official visits mixed in there. Hard to pull those guys out of the South. It looks like he's not even looking at. I mean, we're the only team outside of the South that he's even looking at. Do you consider Oklahoma the South, or just the Dust Bowl? I consider them the Dust Bowl. Anyway, moving on. I wouldn't put a lot of stock in Isaiah Gibson, but I do feel good about Shanklin and Dye. Zion Grady, June 21st to the 23rd, same weekend as fellow Alabama natives Naeem Offord and Malik Autry. We'll get to Malik Autry in a second. He's a D tackle. So, who did I say? Zion Grady? Yeah, Zion Grady. So Zion is a big-time visitor guy. He loves visiting colleges and stuff, but who doesn't? Anyway, he has – oh, sorry. Got ahead of over my skis here. Okay. Yeah, he's got 37 visits. He's been to Auburn a lot. And by a lot, I mean 10 times. Does have an official coming up there, an official to Florida State, an official to Miami, official to Tennessee, and an official to Ohio State. This will only be his second time going up north to Ohio State. So I wouldn't put a lot of stock in the Zion Grady camp, but we'll see what happens. You never know. If you get around your Alabama cohorts, maybe they can kind of sway your feelings. Next up, Trajan Odom. He has 2 visits scheduled. The first one is an unofficial coming up this weekend, 24th to the 26th. And then his official is June 7th to the 9th. So he'll turn around and be right back here in 2 weeks. Trajan's from Matthews, North Carolina. He's not a big visitor guy. This will be his second time on campus at Ohio State. And then he has other visits to USC and Oregon. He is a 4-star D tackle. So, yeah, we really need D tackles, honestly. We really need them. So we need to land at least one of these 3 that are coming to campus. And you know the motto, watch what the recruits do, not what they say. If kids are making an official visit, that's a big step. If they're making unofficial visits, that's even bigger step because that's coming out of their pockets. Officials, the school's paying for, So anyway, point being, if a kid makes the trip to get to campus, that's a very big step in the right direction. Next up, one more thing. But you do have to remember especially these highly rated recruits, they do get paid, whether it's by the collectives or a friend of the collectives. They do get paid for these visits because they blast them all over social media. Looks good for the programs. All right. Anyway, Cole Breeler, New Jersey defensive tackle, coming in for his official visit June 14th to the 16th. He has he's only been on campus once. He also has officials to Oklahoma and Stanford. Another weird one, but anyway, he's been to Oklahoma twice, has an official visit set up there for the 21st. But before that, June 1st, he's going out to Stanford. So it looks like an Ohio State, Oklahoma situation, unless he's really just into the academics, then he'll probably go to the West Coast, but he hasn't even been to Stanford yet. So anyways, then Malik Autry, the Alabama D tackle, current Auburn commit. He'll be here June 21st to the 23rd. He is a big time visitor. He loves Florida. He's been to Florida 7 times, also has an official visit there. Been to Auburn 5 times. So then USC, UCF, and Oregon. He has official visits there over the month of June. So he's only been to Ohio State once, but that was just back in May 4th. So just a few weeks ago. Now, I'm not sure we really have a shot at this one. It looks like he's going to Florida or Auburn. We'll see. He hasn't even been to the other schools he has official visits at. So again, could be just to scoop up a bag. And again, he's an Auburn commit, so keep that in mind. Let's talk linebackers here. I mentioned Eli Lee is going to be on campus every weekend, hitting that recruiting hard. So first guy is an Ohio linebacker, kind of DN hybrid type, Justin Hill. Now, I really like Justin Hill down in Winton Woods in Cincinnati area. He has visited Ohio State the most, but he also has officials to Alabama, USC, and Oregon. He's a solid 4-star. He is coming May 31st to June 2nd. Now, he is that jack position, that prototypical jack hybrid DN linebacker. Thing is, we haven't used the jack position in 2 years, and I don't know if we're going to use it this year. So it doesn't look real good for Justin Hill, unfortunately. I hope that I don't know what the coaches are selling him on, honestly. You play a position that we don't use. Doesn't sound good to me, but hey, I hope he chooses Ohio State. He probably grew up a Buckeye fan. I don't think he grew up a Bearcat fan. So fingers crossed on Justin Hill. I just don't know the angle, how they're going to get him on campus. I mean, he's coming for the visit, obviously, but I mean, I just don't know how they're going to overtake Alabama, USC, and Oregon. Next up, TJ Alford's coming in May 31st to June 2nd, Buckeye commit. He'll be doing some recruiting himself. Not of himself. He's already been recruited. He doesn't recruit himself, I don't think. Do you? Can you recruit yourself? Yeah. Wash your hands afterwards. Next up is Texas linebacker Riley Pettijohn coming in for his official May 31st to June 2nd. He does have crystal balls to Texas. Now, I know. He's from freaking Texas, right? McKinney, Texas. He's got 4 visits to Texas, has an official with them. He has an official to USC. He has an official to Texas A&M, and, of course, to the Buckeyes. So it's going to be tough to pull him out of Texas, I think. Not just because of the crystal balls. I just think his visits, he's only been to Ohio State once before. It was back in March. I don't know if they can swing it. I don't feel good about it, especially because they already have 2 linebackers in the class. Next up, Florida linebacker and Miami commit Elijah Melendez. June 14th to the 16th, he'll be in town for his official visit. Now, the question is, can we get him to flip or consider flipping? He's been to Miami 6 times. He's from Kissimmee, Florida, which is Osceola County, which is next to Disney, which is south of Orlando. So it looks like the Canes are the heavy favorite here. He's been there 6 times. He also has an official visit set up for the Cheaters and USC. I don't see him flipping away from Miami. He's a 4-star. Next up, Florida linebacker, but from Virginia. He plays at IMG. Nathaniel Owasu Boateng. He is here June 14th to the 16th. Now, the nice thing about him being from IMG is that London Merritt can work on him because obviously London Merritt goes to IMG. So he said that London's been working on him, trying to recruit him. So I like this guy. The only thing is he's visited Florida 5 times. He's only been to Ohio State once, and that was 2 years ago almost, September of 2022. He's been to the Cheaters once. He's got a visit there scheduled, a visit to Notre Dame scheduled, USC, Stanford, and Georgia. So that's going to be a tough one. Yeah. But he's making the visit. So all they can do is knock it out of the park and hopefully get him in the fold. I'll tell you, if I feel good about it, I'm not feeling good about it. Again, I already have 2 linebackers in the class. It's going to be hard to get 3 or 4. Next up, Madden Ferriamo from California. He'll be in town the same weekend, June 14th to the 16th. He's very similar to Eli Lee. So I'm not sure. I mean, maybe he really likes the school and he wants to see more of the campus or something. He's been to Ohio State twice before, just last year, almost a year ago, and then last October for a game day. So this will be his 3rd time visiting. He also has a visit to Notre Dame, Washington, and Texas. So kind of pinpoints all over the country there. He's a high 4-star from San Diego, California. So SoCal. I don't know, man. I don't feel good about it because, like I said, he's basically a middle linebacker. We got one of those. But we'll see. Next up, now this guy's a new one that just got an offer recently from the Buckeyes. He's from Minnesota and a Minnesota commit. Emmanuel Carmo. I love Carmo, especially with chocolate. Anyway, he committed back in April to Minnesota. Now he's been getting a lot of looks from other schools. It's a 4-star, 8'9", 6'0", 6'2.5", 222 from Minneapolis, the Twin Cities. Oh, eh? I do an imitation. I have a lot of retirees from like Wisconsin, Minnesota, the Midwest, basically, and they all have like that semi-Canadian accent. So I always mess with my wife. I always say shit like, "Oh dear, did you take out the donuts?" And just stupid shit. I wonder if they can hear me. Maybe that's why they don't talk to me. I can't be. Anyways, Emmanuel is the number 36 linebacker, number 341 player in the class, and guess what? Number 1 player in Minnesota. Shocker. Now, he's got just 4 visits coming up. 4 officials, that's it. That's the list. He's been on 1 unofficial to Minnesota. That's it. Total of 5 visits. So he's visiting Minnesota, then us, then Nebraska, and Wisconsin first, actually. Wisconsin, Minnesota, us, then Nebraska. So we'll see. I don't know. It depends if he wants to stay home, play for nothing, but like Oak and Buckets or whatever they play for. But anyways, all right, let's go to the secondary. Our guy, Team Sanchez, Texas corner and commit, will be in town for his official June 21st to the 23rd. Neem offered, also Buckeye commit, will be in town same weekend, 21st to the 23rd. He's from Alabama, don't forget. He has no other visits scheduled. I know he just took a visit to, was it Oregon last week, I think? No, not a big deal. He's not visiting anywhere else. Speaking it into existence. You're not visiting anywhere else, God damn it. All right, so we're good with Naeem. Now, this one, coin flip. Texas corner slash safety slash former Ohio corner slash safety. Dorian Brew, pass me a brew. On his official the same weekend, June 21st to the 23rd. So maybe offered and Sanchez can work on him a bit. Dorian can play some nickel. Probably too big for a corner, but he can play some nickel and safety at his size. He is, what is he, 6'1", 200 pounds. That's a big freaking corner. Yeah. So we'll see what happens. He's expecting to make a decision the end of June or early July. So very soon-ish. Still has 3 crystal balls to Ohio State on 24/7. So keep that in mind. Don't know if that matters, but nobody's flipped them. That's good news. Then you got Blake Woodby. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me go back here to Brew. Brew has, I'm not showing any other visits scheduled here. That could be wrong. But he's been in Notre Dame twice, Cheaters twice, SC twice, Texas once, Penn State, LSU. It's probably us versus Texas and LSU. Mom was a track star at Ohio State. Dad played at LSU. So, you know, a family torn. Anyways, then you got cornerback Blake Woodby from Maryland, the decommitted. I'm not sure he's going to show up for that official visit. Kind of doubt it. Usually they don't. Then a couple of corners that we talked about last week, Jameer Joseph and Chuck McDonald. These guys have not scheduled official visits yet. They're kind of new to the radar from the Buckeyes' point of view. So we'll keep an eye on them and see if they actually schedule anything. All right, let's talk safeties. Just a couple dudes to talk about. Buckeye commit New Jersey safety Deshaun Stewart will be in town May 31st to June 2nd. Then you got high priority safety, Maryland safety, Faheem Delane. He had 2 crystal balls come in back in February for the Buckeyes. Those haven't changed, which is good. He'll be in town June 7th to the 9th. I would have liked to get him in town that 21st to the 23rd when the corners are in town. But anyways, he's coming in 7th to the 9th. He's also got visits scheduled to LSU, Maryland, and Oregon. So again, another one of those, which one doesn't sound right here. He also has one. Oh, he took one already to Tech. So he has visited the Buckeyes the most, 6 times. He's been to Columbus. This will be his 7th, lucky number 7. And then just 2 visits to Oregon, Maryland, and LSU. So we'll see. I feel good about Faheem Delane, high 4-star, coming out of Good Counsel High School, excellent program. So he's 6'1.5", 200 pounds, so virtually the same size as Brew. I think he's in the class. I got Delane in the class. Feel good about him. All right, next up, Texas safety Jonah Williams. He'll be in town June 14th to the 16th. He currently has 2 crystal balls to Oklahoma, but he has been to Columbus twice, he's been to Oregon twice, A&M, LSU once, and has an official scheduled to USC, but has never been there before. So I think this one, he's a 5-star out of Galveston, Texas. This is coming down to the Buckeyes and Oregon, I think. Maybe LSU in there. I don't think A&M has a snowball's chance in hell, or in Texas for that matter. So that's a tough one. I think we're in good shape, but it really depends who commits first. If Delane commits first, then Jonah Williams probably doesn't seriously consider us. But it's all about how they fall in, and when they fall in. Next up, we have safety Messiah Delone. He will be in town for his official June 14th to the 16th. He is a 4-star. He is from, oh crap, there he is, Warwick High School. How about that? Newport News, Virginia, which is a weird name for a city, Newport News. Anyway, he's only taken 2 visits to Ohio State, 1 to the Cheaters. So his official will be a 3rd visit to Ohio State. That's all I got for him. So I feel good about that, right? Why wouldn't you? We can beat those clowns. Then you got current commit Cody Haddad, He hasn't scheduled an official visit yet. May not. He's not really into the whole recruiting scene, so he may not even bother. The big one, the big fish that's still out there that everybody's talking about, Trey McNutt, Ohio guy from Shaker Heights, for Christ's sake. His dad is on Eddie George's staff at Tennessee State, Richard McNutt, a legacy Buckeye, and this guy still has not scheduled an official visit at Ohio State. I don't know what to say, man. If we mess around and do not get Trey McNutt and Bo Jackson, there's going to be hell to pay. Not by me. I can't do anything, but he's been to Ohio State 4 times. So assume that maybe he visits during the season like Jamie French will. Who knows? He's been in Notre Dame 3 times, the Cheaters twice, Penn State, Tennessee, who else? Oregon, of course, because why not? USC, a bunch of Midwest schools, Georgia, Miami, Florida, UCLA. So anyway, he's the 5-star. I mean, we need him. We need to get one of these 5 stars. It just really bothers me. I don't know what's going on there with the decision making. I don't even know who's making the decision. Mom, dad, I don't know. Anyways, he's enjoying the recruiting process. That's for goddamn sure. Yeah, 29 visits total. So we'll see what happens. We'll keep you up to date. As always, I appreciate you. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe on this video if you're still watching at this point. I appreciate you. Talk to you later. Go Bucks.